Honorable Senator Musayed Said, Honorable Park Robiok, Honorable Dato Sri Sahadan bin Qasim, Excellency Ramin Mamadov, co-chair of the ICAP Youth Wing, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I think first and foremost, just want to congratulate our friend Ramin for the new role as a co-chair for the Youth Wing. Yeah. Youth constitutes a significant proportion of the world's population, yet their participation in political spheres and processes seems to be rather limited, despite the fact that they increasingly have more role in political discourses. With their creative skills and innovative ideas, youth can serve as a positive force for development, provided that they are given opportunities and encouragement to engage more fully in the political and development processes. Obviously, the meeting theme, the role of youth in social and political activities and women empowerment, is significant and very relevant to the current context and for the future of our region. In this sense, political parties should contemplate and have the common stand towards addressing our modern challenges, including lack of equitable and inclusive quality education for all youth, gender inequality, youth underemployment, and underemployment, and the engagement in social and political activities related to their diverse needs and interests. I believe this meeting will instigate new initiatives and inputs in order to address remaining challenges, aiming to build a glorious future for youth and many more generations to come. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the adoption of the Declaration of the Promotion of World Peace and Cooperation at Bandung in April 1955, which encapsulates the 10 main principles in setting the global dynamism that resulted to an overall prolonged period of peace and stability, has set the stage for a multitude of friendly relations and cooperations among states. Through the evolution of time, the international community, under the Charter of the United Nations and the international law, has experienced an unprecedented growth, contributing to the exercise of rights to self-determination, peace, economic and social development, progressing to the full enjoyment and realization of human rights. It is through this perspective that youth should strive and thrive in our pursuit to a better future for all. The road will not be easy given the prevailing uncertainties, heightened volatility, increased complexity, and the asymmetric relations in the conduct of states, but we must be resilient and pragmatic in our quest to a more sustainable and equitable and just world. It is in this spirit that the audacity of youth and young leaders in the thrust of multilateralism must be safeguarded, nurtured, and nudged to be made aware and become conscious of their responsibilities in the world. For Cambodia, this year is our 40th year of liberation from the genocidal regime, and is our 20th year of genuine peace and national unity achieved for the first time in our modern history through the win-win policy initiated by Samdech Techo Hun Sen, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia. Thanks to the win-win policy, the civil war and conflicts were completely ended and full peace has been realized, which is the solid foundation for the kingdom's development in all sectors. Peace is the most important prerequisite for building economic foundation and social development. As far as socio-economic development process is concerned, in the last 2 decades, Cambodia has realized a strong and robust economic growth at a rate of well above 7% per annum. Cambodia has become one of the fastest growing economies in the world and graduated from the low-income country to lower middle-income country in 2015. The poverty rate sharply dropped from 53% in 2004 to 13.5% in 2014. And it is recently estimated to be around 10%. With these achievements, Cambodia determines to become an upper middle income country in 2030 and high income country in 2050. In terms of democratic development process, Cambodian people have been proud of the ongoing consolidation of democratic values, especially through the national and sub-national elections, which have been conducted in a free, fair, and just manner that reflect a genuine progress achieved through our democratic experiences over the past 6 universal elections. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, coming from a country that has just known real peace in merely 20 years from the past 500 years of turmoils and conflicts, our ruling party, the Cambodian People's Party, is facing a dilemma in how to address the first world demands by our people, while on the supply side of the government, we are dealing with the third world delivery capacity. With 1 in 5 Cambodians currently between the age of 15 and 24, almost 2/3 of the population being under the age of 30. The role of youth is very important in shaping the future direction for the country's economic and social development. From Cambodian perspective, we believe that political parties should undertake the following endeavors to further enhance the role of youth in political and social affairs. Firstly, political parties need to listen to the voice of youth. For Cambodia, we are home to the largest youth and adolescents in the Southeast Asian region. We need to know what is their hopes and dreams, aspirations, and what kind of society they want to build or live in. We need to have a constant update in opinion polls in regards to the voice of the young population, Secondly, political parties should further enhance capacity building of youth, involve them in the institutionalization of state apparatus. Political parties should also further strengthen the sense of independence, self-reliance, and ownership of the youth. To that end, political parties need to involve youth in taking responsibility for the future and the destiny of nation. Cambodia is now in the period of generational transition. Therefore, Cambodian youth needs to be part of the knowledge transfer, and they should share responsibilities towards national security, peace, and stability that has served as bedrock for economic achievements, quality livelihood, and sustainable development. Specifically, the case of Cambodia, youth needs to clearly understand the fundamentals and the price of peace, of which each Cambodian has held close to our hearts and has been hard-earned from our past recent struggles. In this modern world, we are living in societies where the threats of color revolution and populisms are rampant, and youth are prone to political manipulation, indoctrination, and polarization. Youth can be attracted by virtual popularity and heroism that is far-fetched and at times can be linked to extremist ideologies. We should avoid youth being entangled by irresponsible advocacy, populism, incitement, and provocation for political gains. To avoid such negative trends, political parties and state should involve more youth in real works that address social issues on the ground. We should involve them in the problem-solving institutions that, instead of letting them stay only on the demand side of advocacy that can be either unrealistic or too idealistic beyond the state capacity to deliver. We should strengthen their sense of independence by giving them opportunities to be involved and taking them into the supply side. Indeed, political parties need to listen to the voice of youth, but that does not mean that youth should always be on the demand side. We should keep constantly reminding them to ask themselves what they can do for the nation instead of what the nation can do for them. In conclusion, for youth to be fully groomed to be as problem solvers for society, their rights for political participation should be intrinsically linked with their holistic understanding and good technical knowledge concerning the state, their deep understanding of duties and responsibilities, and finally, their moral strength and fortitude for future leadership. Along with our diverse groups of young leaders here today, I am absolutely delighted to be part of this platform, and I hope that each and every one of us here today will share similar hope and optimism for a better and sustainable world. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.